Hello, everybody. Welcome. This is Ryan of Happy Healthy Vegan coming to you live, at least for me, Friday, 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time with our weekly gathering where we hang out and talk about any and all things vegan. So if you're showing up, you know what's up. You don't need me to repeat this. So if you're watching later on after the fact, welcome. Yeah, so we get together and talk about any of all things vegan. So if you can be here at this time, we gather every week this time, been doing so maybe since like COVID or something like that. So come by. If you're vegan, this is a great place for you. If you're vegan curious or vegetarian, this is also a great place for you. I've created a really cool, chill group of followers here who love to come out and hang and enjoy the cool, peaceful vibe. So don't worry, you're not going to get attacked if you're not vegan, even if you're just vegan curious. This is a good place where you can come and ask a lot of questions. We're not going to be assholes to you unless you're a jerk to us first, and then all bets are off with that. But welcome, everyone. I'm glad to see everyone rolling in here. Uncle, cool. We have at least one moderator tonight. We'll see if Peter shows up too. And yeah, Sarah, you missed 1 week. Just 1 week. You're like one of our most long-time loyal viewers, and Dr. Bear shows up. Dr. Bear hadn't been on in like 6-7 months or so. Her schedule, like she was doing some kind of gymnastics thing on Friday night, so that's why we didn't see her for so long. So yeah, she came back last Friday and she said her schedule's different now. If I remember right, her Fridays are or will be wide open for a while now because the gymnastics day is at a different time. So awesome. So cool. I'm glad you guys are all showing up. I did a video yesterday how ChatGPT brutally destroys the carnivore diet. Dr. Barry said, hey, go into ChatGPT and ask me questions about veganism. So I thought I'd do the same for his diet, and a lot of people got butthurt, so we'll see if any of them show up or not. So whatevs, if they don't like it. Or one guy in the comments complained about consensus. Oh, who cares about consensus? It's like, I type out, you sound like someone who doesn't have consensus on your side, Yeah, obvious way to reply there. But anyway, we'll see if any of these people come. And my point wasn't to anger the carnivores. I know many of you carnivore people, if you're watching live or after the fact, don't be such precious snowflakes. Just because I did this video didn't mean I was trying to attack your religion or anything like that. It's Dr. Barry. He, like I said so clearly in my video, he did it first. He ran this shit through ChatGPT about vegan diets, and I asked the same questions and showed just by phrasing a little different. He tried to phrase it in such a way that everything would be horrible. I said, am I at a disadvantage as far as like building muscle if I only get plant protein? No, I'm not at any disadvantage. Anyway, I wasn't trying to like easily butt hurt people. If you're a precious snowflake, you should work on that. I don't think diet's going to help with that. I don't think vegan or carnivore, anything's going to make you less of a precious snowflake. But anyway, my point is, if I angered or offended you, sorry. Just come and ask a question in a moderately civil way, and we can have a conversation about it. But yeah, I said up front, I'm not one of these vegans who's an anti-carnivore content creator. I don't care what you guys do. I really don't. I don't follow your channels. I don't follow you guys and lurk on social media and read as a quiet troll in the background. I really don't give a shit about carnivore groups and stuff like that. I do subscribe on Instagram to Carnivore Cringe, who does all that stuff and posts some of these horror stories. People say how veganism almost killed them, which I find it hard to believe. I see absolute horror stories, but I'm not reposting any of that. I'm just peacefully, passively reading that account's content in my own free time, and that's about it. So anyway, sorry, carnivore guys and gals, if you're that butthurt, grow a pair or whatever it takes to not get so easily offended by me repeating the results of artificial intelligence. And I did exactly what one of your guys' heroes, Dr. Barry, said to do. I took his advice, and sorry if you guys don't like it. I don't think I did anything unfair. What's that, late model? You're treading the snowflake line. You are from Marin after all. That's cool. I mean, if someone's a precious snowflake, I'm not saying that's an inherently bad or even an immoral quality to have or anything like that. Just realize that, like you did there, Sarah, and just don't lash out and attack people who say something that might just not make you feel good. If you lash out at everyone that says something that might make you feel anxiety or whatever, you're going to have a screwed up life of a lot of conflict. know, you might get beat up by someone who's having a bad day, road rage, crap like that. So just try to be chill. Try to be chill and get along with people. That's what life's about, you know. Not everyone's going to disagree with you. Not everyone's going to have the scientific consensus on his or her side. So anyway, you admit you grew up in a bubble. Yeah, Miranda's a bit of a bubble, but if I were to grow up in a bubble, that sounds like a good one, especially when you did. All right, cool. So we still have Uncle here. I can't remember if Peter said he's doing stuff today or not. Either way, we should be cool. But yeah, Uncle, be ready in case any of these carnivore people come and start acting up, you know, violating our basic rules. You know what our rules are, Uncle. Oh, here's someone who came last week. Let me get rid of that for now. Yeah, anyone who violates our basic rules, Uncle, I give you full authority to do with them as you please. Time them out for a minute, time them out for 24 hours, ban them if they're a complete a-hole. You know, if they say something racist or whatever, sexist, just get rid of them. I have no tolerance or patience for people who are such sick in the head. So yeah, feel free, Uncle, if anyone comes. I don't anticipate it being like that, but I just want to give you a heads up, you know, just because of yesterday's video and how easily offended people are when they hear things that don't make them feel good. They lash out and attack. It's weird. I'm not like that. When I hear something that might make me a little anxious or strike at some of my beliefs, my immediate reaction isn't to lash out and attack. You know, I don't know why some people are wired like that. But anyway, let's see. Yeah, Travis, I heard, Dr. Berry was interviewed by NBC about him feeding his kids predominantly meat diets. I wonder if NBC brought up anything about him losing his, being placed on suspension for some medical not good thing, you know, on probation. I wonder if that was brought up or not. I'm imagining not, you know, but anyway. So anyway, let me read some of your guys' comments here. Travis, you're thinking about trying vegan carnivore. Yeah, if that is any way logically possible, let me know how that works out for you. Let's see. Mikhail asks a question. My thoughts on this artificial trend of radical carnivority the last 7 or so years. I'm not exactly sure what your question is, Mikhail. I can kind of fill in the blanks, like radical isn't all carnivorism radical in the sense it's a radical diet? It's an extreme diet. It's extremely restrictive. It's extreme and restrictive. But are you talking about not only eating an extreme and restrictive carnivore diet, the way that people promote it in the sense that a lot of them are a-holes and dicks and jerks and stuff like that, like toxic people? Is that what you mean? Or what? Let me know what your question is, and I'll try my best to answer. Just kind of clarify my not understanding fully what you mean by radical carnivore too. Hey, Peter, what is up? Yeah, Peter, thanks. I'm glad you told me your shirt finally came. Any indication from Spring why your shirt took like, what, 2 months to get to you? I mean, that means that's just totally unacceptable and unreasonable. Did they say what happened? Did you get a letter like it was stuck in customs or something like that? I'm just kind of curious if you can give us any clues as to what happened, so you know we can figure it out. I also want to mention I that little springy thing I showed you guys last week. I said it came out of our dryer, our washer dryer thing process. I looked inside both my washer and dryer. I didn't see any part that looked anything like that or a place where it would go. So I'm still confused. I just put it in a drawer and I'll figure it out later if it's a problem. But I thank you guys for the suggestions to look inside the washer and dryer. I looked at the drum and the washer, all around the door of the dryer. The dryer is brand new, so I didn't think it would be that. But anyway, I have no clue, but it's all working well. All right, so anyway, let's see. V-Lamb's here. Awesome. Good morning to you there in Hong Kong, V. Kenmore, vegan? Is that a question about something? Like, am I vegan? Or is this show or channel about vegan? Let me know and I will try to answer your question. Okay, Peter, no indication why your shirt came so late, huh? Interesting. Hey, Graven. Hey, Angie says you're sending her on Instagram, like almost daily, if I understand it right, of clips, Instagram posts, shorts about alligators, which are all over your home state. So that's cool. That's interesting. Let's see. But yeah, Peter, letting you know, it's possible because of my video yesterday that we might get some precious snowflake carnivore people who weren't pleased that I did exactly what Dr. Barry said to do, but I ran his diet through AI, and I tried to have it come out as unbiased as possible, but a lot of people are still upset, so we'll see if they show up or not, because there was a few really not pleased in the comments. Some really silly, ridiculous response. I know what the best diet for humankind is. We ate meat for hundreds of thousands of years. Like, nope, that's a fantasy. I've shown the evidence how even Neanderthals were eating a lot of plants too. So nope. Anyway, okay, Mikhail, I asked you, thanks for clarifying your question about what you meant by radical carnivorism. So you meant that it's being radically pushed from all the dirty holes of mainstream media sources and corporate opinion leaders, huh? You might know more about it than I do, Mikhail. I really don't know anything about how it's being promoted or where the money or whatever the push is coming from. But the dirty holes of mainstream and not so mainstream media, has it really gone mainstream as far as mainstream media or not? I'm not sure why. I mean, it's a diet that we saw has absolutely no scientific evidence supporting it as far as I could tell. For sure, there were absolutely zero credible health organizations from anywhere in the world saying a well-planned carnivore diet is nutritionally possible. I had someone in the comments say a well-planned carnivore diet is nutritionally possible. I'm just kind of wondering, well, what do you know that's not out there? I mean, come here and tell us, because maybe what you're saying is super important. I'll help get your message out to the health organizations to have a look at the science. Oh, I forgot. There's really no science on it, so they can't make these position statements. So anyway, above the horizon, Dr. Barry is your idol. Awesome, nice. He's definitely not my idol. I just found out too. Do you know how old your idol is above the horizon? How old Dr. Barry is? Just kind of curious. I thought he's around my age. You sent me an article about ITV. I know you sent me that thing about Miley Cyrus, which I might do next. I have some other ideas. That's a pretty good one. I might follow through with a Miley Cyrus concert or whatever, concerts where people won't be able to access meat or dairy for like 3.5 or 4 hours, and they're going to die of deficiency. So I'll have a look at that. Uncle, why shouldn't you taunt an alligator? Because it might bite you in the end. Let's see. Okay, so anyway, let's see. Peter says a diet of all flesh can never really be well planned. I would like to see how you have a well planned diet of all flesh. Today I'll eat the flesh of this animal. Today the flesh of another animal. I mean, I'm kind of dubious if that's even something that's logically or nutritionally possible. But if someone wants to explain that, I will listen. Anyway, Mikhail, I'm glad you like my answer. I wish I could be more, give you a better response to that. I just really don't follow carnivore and carnivore news and who's pushing it. It's just not something that's interesting to me. But thanks. I'm glad you appreciate my stance for truth about veganism. I am passionate about that. So thank you so much. I'm not passionate about carnivore or carnivore news or anything like that. But yeah, Andrew raises a good point. Great point there, Andrew Larson. Where have you been, Andrew? I don't remember you, but anyway, excellent point. Even if the carnivore diet were somehow scientifically proven to be healthy, at least in the sense that it's nutritionally adequate, if you do it right, maybe take a bunch of supplements or something like that, that still doesn't justify what vegan is. It just still doesn't justify, oops, wrong graphic here. I was all ready to make this crescendo point here. Still doesn't justify, oops, wrong one. Animal cruelty and exploitation, needless animal cruelty and exploitation. And the reason why I say needless, it's needless. I haven't needed animals to be killed and exploited and slaughtered for me for 14 and a half years. You can eat plants and do it in a healthy way, as my first image, my first graphic showed there as well. So that's why you're absolutely right there, Andrew. There's no need to kill animals in this day and age. Maybe your ancient ancestors had to 1,000 or 1,000,000 years ago. I don't know. We weren't there, but you don't live that life. You live a life where you can walk, drive, ride a bike, or motorized scooter to your nearest market or liquor store or bodega or farmer's market or Costco or Walmart. Some of these places open 24/7 or really like 20 hours or something like that, and buy food. 24-hour drive-through Taco Bell or whatever, you know? So there's absolutely no reason to have to go out and kill an animal. It's absolutely needless. Peter sent me a video that thinks vegans are smug, and then Sarah rightly points out, late model, smugness is across the board. There's nothing inherently about vegans that makes us more smug than a non-vegan. I get all sorts of smug asshole anti-vegans coming to the comments. So, you know, it's just so stupid when someone says, all you vegans, I said this a million times, anything that follows out of their mouth after they're on their fingers on the typewriter there, or on their thumb typing, anything that follows after the words or phrase all you vegans is going to be pointless and stupid unless they say are against animal cruelty and exploitation. Okay, that's right, you nailed that. But anytime you say all you vegans are liberals or commies or LGBTQ or weak or deficient, no, or anything, it's like, no, we're just a cross section of humanity, smug, you know. It's all bullshit. The only thing they could say without making an ass of themselves is that all you vegans are against animal cruelty and exploitation. I've yet to hear some haters say that. Is this chat going to get special tonight? Yeah, we will see, huh? Oh, hey, Heidi. A nice picture. Oh, like my thumbnail. Yeah, I actually shot it yesterday. Yeah, I was actually working with AI a little bit to try to improve my thumbnails and titles for the live stream. So we'll see if any of it does anything. So just, just, you know, using a tool, you know, for to see what it's worth. This chef eats horse meat tartare. I didn't know there was such a thing. Can we talk about religion now? This is not the live stream for that. There are plenty of other live streams that talk about religion, pro-religion, anti-religion. There's tons of those. I just caught this word of this dude called Ian. What's his name? Something Ian. What's his name? Shit. He's what I like about him, he knows his philosophy really, really well, and I've been and he has also knows his science really well. I've kind of like stopped learning about, like, say, quantum mechanics since like the 90s. You know, my knowledge about like cosmology and quantum mechanics both kind of ended around where the world was at like 20 years ago or so or more. So anyway, it's cool to get caught up in and what's going on with that, and here's someone that really knows their philosophy really well. Unapologetic. Oh, shit, what's his name? Crap. Let me look really quick here. Not that you guys care. I'm gonna look really quickly here. No one cares. Why am I doing this for? Because I know no one cares. It's just called Ian, I-A-N. Anyway, he's some, like, you know, kind of, he's a cool, kind of hip, nerdy dude, has these little round glasses, and anyway, not that that matters. I'm trying to describe, if you find his channel, you'll know who I'm talking about, as opposed to someone else that might be named Ian. Anyway, and he's a vegan. I forgot to mention, he's an ethical vegan. So it's like, cool, philosophy, vegan, likes cosmology and quantum physics and shit. All right, I'm cool with that. So anyway, so Alex says you're having a bougie. I thought someone didn't know what the word bougie was, or never heard that phrase before. A bougie vegan party. What are some cool bougie vegan foods that I should consider having there? Well, you come to the right place, because you've got a lot of people here to give a lot of opinions. What's my favorite religion? Like, is it like picking your favorite band or something? I didn't know religion was kind of like that. I tell you, if someone put a gun to my head, I'd say Buddhist, I guess. You know, I think. Let's see. Yeah, Fulmar music. That would be awesome if a troll came here, a quantum challenge, a troll came in and say, I think all animals are a wave function. That would be amazing. Let's see. Okay, a dog. Oh, I thought it was a bougie. Not doggy. It says bougie. Am I? Yeah. She said a bougie party. You know, like that's a cute little phrase for like bourgeois. Like kind of make it kind of, you know, like a little foo-foo or whatever. A little, I don't know. Bougie is a good word for that. Let's see. Wow, what's going on, Heidi? You had some difficulties with heat and seasonal virus, but you went to a really fun dog party today. You're there for 3 hours and asked to be on the news, but you declined. But why did anyone talk to the news about a dog party in the heat? Were they there for the dog party, or was the news there for the heat, or both? Wow, everyone on Boston, watch here. Look at all these people back here having a dog party in the heat. I can't imagine what the story was. Yeah, VLAM, I agree with you 100%. Religion is fine, but please don't replace critical thinking with any like stories or holy book or supernatural explanations or anything like that. You know, yeah, critical thinking is really important. You know, that's that's kind of how we got to where we're at today through science and critical thinking. That's why your phone and your computers are all working here. The way we learned to manipulate electrons and electricity came from those sorts of pursuits. Okay, Nikki has a bougie vegan food idea. I'm just saying Buddhism, which is my favorite religion. If we could say favorite, like it says, what's your favorite band or color? Didn't help with advancing like how we can control electricity and electrons and all that. So I'm not bagging on any religion. You know, my main one is guilty as any, is not having much power in that domain. Anyway, let's see. Nikki said for bougie vegan food, tofu egg salad sandwich with the crust cut. Ooh, I like that. Crust don't even have to be cut off. I mean, that's just a nice little touch there. But that sounds great. Tofu egg salad. How about like a potato salad too? That's kind of fun. I like it when Angie makes the potato salad. She usually does that in the like winter time around like the holidays and stuff. But it's really cool. I'd eat it more often. Are you watching, Angie? And it's nice because it comes out of the fridge. You know, you make it, then you put it in the fridge and chill it out, and then you bring it out, and you know it's refreshing in the heat like this. Okay, Heidi, I was asking about her hot party for dogs. It was at a fancy hotel with the dog there. It was kicking with lots of dogs, with people, music, cupcakes, and popsicles. I'm glad they had the popsicles in the heat. What's that above the horizon? A lot of wisdom imbued into the ancient tomes. The problem is man manipulated much of it in the service of controlled power. Yeah, perhaps so. Let's see, late model, your sister just adopted a 9-year-old senior husky dog from a rescue kennel yesterday. Oh my God, have you had a chance to go out and play with the new family member? Yeah, I was out watering yesterday, and I saw this dog kind of look over the fence at me. He's on the, he's coming down the sidewalk, a little fence out there. Anyway, he's all happy to see me, and his owner came by after that, and he said, he stops here all the time. His favorite thing to do all day is like stop right there and smell these flowers of ours out there. They're not even really flowers, but they are. But anyway, so I got to meet him. He was a cool little big giant black dog. I forgot what kind, but anyway, I like doggies, but I don't have dogs. Your sister's in Fairfax. You'll meet the pup in October when you're down there. You're not going to be back there until October. Wait, I forgot. Did you go already? Yeah, you just did it. Yeah, I did a trip in early summer to Marin. I remember now. Okay, so you'll be back in October. Okay, tomorrow, Peter, you are volunteering all day at a vegan festival. Awesome. Good for you, Peter. That's awesome. What you want to share what vegan festival it is? We can give it a plug here. Maybe someone might be in the area and want to go. Yeah, rescues are the best breed, VLAM too. Yeah, our two fur babies are rescues as well. Okay, you're there in April, late April, early May. Okay, yeah, I thought it was early summer. Yeah, late spring. Or mid-late spring. Well, Full Bar Music is still talking more about wave functions and now animals in it. Kenmore, no, I've not read the Quran. So if that's your holy book, that's cool. I'm very satisfied where I'm at with my religious / spirituality beliefs and all that stuff. But I'm good. But yeah, if that's good for you, if that's working for you, awesome. Oh, your sister who just got the dog is a vet tech, so she comes across dogs all the time. I get it. Wow. Okay, so Peter's Vegan Festival tomorrow. If anyone's in the British Columbia, Canada area, the Vegan Festival is in Victoria, British Columbia. The Inner Harbor 11. In the Inner Harbor... In the Inner Harbor, 11 until 5, 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. And what is the name of the Vegan Festival? In case someone wants to Google it or whatever they do, whatever. What's your favorite search engine? Just look it up and see what it is. What's it called? Oh, Nikki, yeah, weren't you starting a vegan meetup and you asked me questions about it a few months ago? So you dropped out of your vegan meetup. It got too weird with the woman from another planet and other odd people. Was this your meetup, Nikki, or is this someone else's meetup? I'm sorry. I feel bad if that was the people that were attracted to your meetup. So that's kind of impressive, though, if you really think about it, Nikki. What are the odds of you like starting or attending a vegan meetup and you met an actual alien from another planet or dimension? Like, whoa, that's really cool. You know, I've never met an alien. At least I don't think I have. That was your meetup. But anyway, I joke. I mean, I apologize. I shouldn't do that. But yeah, I'm sorry to hear that. That must suck to have like trippy people who think they're from other planets and shit, you know, and, you know, that's, I'm saying is I can totally relate. You know, if I were to be running something, or even if I was just an attendee, I want to be able to hang out with people I can relate with, like you guys. You know, I've seen your thoughts for months and years, and I know I can hang. You know, you guys don't talk about your experiences on planet Zbox 7, right? You know, if you did, I'd go, okay, yeah, that sounds really cool. You know, and then if I was at a party, I just kind of move on. I gotta go over here. Thanks for telling me about Planet Zbox. You know, it's really nice. So I'm sorry about that. Yeah, I want chill people too. I would, at the very minimum, Nikki, I would prefer people who don't make me like cringe and feel, ooh, yeah, that's just kind of weird. You know, like someone who sincerely believes that they're from another planet or dimensions. Like, no, I'm not compatible with chilling with me. I cannot hang, you know. Anyway. Okay, so Peter's, if you're in the area, just Google Victoria Veg Fest. Cool. Yeah, it's cool. So one of the Veg Fest, part of the whole Veg Fest thing. Awesome. Hope you have a lot of fun there, Peter. Sounds like a lot of fun. Yeah, LA Veg Fest. I don't know if they do them anymore. If they, I don't think they've started back since after COVID. It's really hard to organize one because it's so huge. It was like tens of thousands of people. The land that they need for it's super expensive to get and insure, and it's really far from us too. So even if they started, it couldn't be further away from us. It's really difficult for us to get to. Okay, so anyway. Let me see if I missed anything. If you asked me something and I didn't see it, you know, I'm dumb. Just ask it again. I'll probably see it eventually. All right, so let's see if I see any questions here. Now I just see you guys chatting amongst each other. Oh, Trini, you had a DC Veg Fest. I think, yeah, not all of them keep going on, you know, on forever. It's a big deal to organize. You know, it's like a full-time job, you know. Yeah, where are the Dr. Barry Carnies? Maybe they're not coming. You know, I invited them about 4 hours ago to come tonight, but, you know, either they don't get their messages or notifications, or they're just kind of scared to actually defend their beliefs, which they know are pretty hard to support unless they're fully, you know, dependent on gaslighting or some tactic like that. But anyway, do I think Fully Raw Christina is eating meat? Why would I think Fully Raw Christina is eating meat? If anything, I would think, I'm not saying I believe this, but let's go down the hierarchy here. First of all, she claims to be fully raw, which I have every reason to believe. I'm not questioning or disputing that. But if she were not to be fully raw, let's go down one level. I don't think she'd start eating meat. She'd probably have maybe some potatoes, you know, or something, maybe steam some broccoli, you know, something that's not raw. Go down another level, maybe some potato chips or something, at least some healthy ones like air fried or something like that. Or, you know, eating meat and dairy crap would be way down below. I don't think, you know, so no, I don't think so. I think that's very unexpected. for fully raw Christina to be a meat eater. I'd give that very low probability. Why would she be in stage veganism, Kenmore? Is there something you know about her? Because I don't follow her. I don't think I've seen a fully raw Christina video, maybe ever, like entirety, like from beginning to end, but I haven't like seen her like clicked on anything in maybe 10 years or something like that. So is she having trouble? Is she wasting away? Is she questioning if she cares about animals or anything like that? I don't know. Let me know if you know something I don't know. Let's see, Diana, that sounds cool. You came from your army doctor? Anyway, you came from a doctor yesterday. She actually encouraged you to stay on a vegan diet and just switch to brown pasta and rice. Yeah, my doctor told me that too. He said, yeah, I should just stick with always like eating like a brown rice rather than a white rice. I told him I mix it up, I haven't seen my markers change, or anything like that. So, yeah, it's probably good advice, but it's not always practical to have the time to like make brown rice. On my my pressure cooker, I can make white rice. Once I hit start on the machine, it's ready in about like 8 minutes, 9 minutes. The brown rice, half an hour. It depends what you got going on. I prefer the brown rice, but for some dishes, white rice might even be more appropriate, like if you're making sushi or something like that. Paul Saladino went from fully raw to carnivore. Yeah, it makes a lot of sense, that trajectory. Well, it is if you're following like trendy fad elimination or restrictive diets, for sure. Wait, Kenmore says veganism causes teeth to hurt? Was this the guy last week who came here? I closed a tab. Let me see if I still have it here. Let me see if I still have it from last Friday. Let's see. Recently closed tabs. Yeah, someone came last week and said they were like losing their teeth or something like that. Let me put it up here. We just looked it up. Oh, come on, it's not working? Oh, come on. Oh, that sucks. Oh, I have to hit this manually. Okay, so we can see here that a vegan diet doesn't cause you to lose your teeth. Someone was saying that they went vegan and they lost their teeth or something like that. Let me try this out one more time here. Crap, useless. So anyway, let me get back to the main discussion here. I mean, people's teeth can hurt from any diet. I'm sure the vast majority of people who go to the dentist with some kind of sore teeth or tooth situation are not vegan. It's hard to make these causal connections, especially when there's no known like biological mechanism that connects like eating plants to sore teeth or something like that. So you can have all sorts of problems on any diet. My point is, just because you're vegan doesn't mean you're not going to get sick again. You're not going to have health issues ever. And if you do, the health issues probably didn't come from eating plants. If you have a sore tooth or something like that, it probably didn't relate to the, plant eating. But anyway, yeah, there's genetic issues. I've learned that from my dentist. I have a holistic dentist. He taught me all about, how our jaw and bite and all that stuff is, a lot of it's genetic. You can brush your teeth really well and still have issues. That's someone who hardly ever takes care of their teeth but has this like bitchin' genetics in their mouth going on. And Angie falls more in that camp. She has really good jaw and teeth genetics. Varla says, your dentist says your teeth are amazing since going vegan. So it shows you going vegan or plant-based or eating plants is no slam dunk that you're going to like have teeth problems. You can. I've talked about this before. Fruitarians are, I've seen it happen many times. I should say well known, but I've seen it happen multiple times where fruitarians can get a boatload of cavities really quickly because they're just drinking all this sugar all the time. And for better or worse, I'm stating a fact. I'm not some kind of carbophobe by any stretch. But yeah, as I learned from my dentist, that the bacteria in your mouth feed off carbohydrates. So if you're putting fruit in all the time, you gotta wash your teeth, brush your teeth, drink water, swish it around, get that sugar off. But a lot of fruitarians don't do that. They think, oh, I'm eating God's best nature's diet. It's healing. It's detoxifying. Nothing bad can happen. Bullshit. You're still giving a bunch of sugar to the bacteria that live in your mouth. I don't care if it's raw or cooked. You got to still take care of your teeth. Just because you think you're eating and living this ape diet and lifestyle doesn't mean that the bacteria in your teeth are aware of that and they don't give a shit. You'll still get cavities. So don't pretend you're an ape. Bottom line, don't pretend you're a monkey. You're a human being. Just use common sense, standard dental advice, brush, floss, that sort of stuff. I even use an oral irrigator water pick thing too. Let's see, Michael Asco, you're going away already? I see you saying good night. I didn't even say hi to you. Let's see. Never heard of that book. Is it like a breatharian book? I hate to ask Sarah. James Nestor Breathe. Alexa says maybe eating noodles and then not taking care of your teeth afterwards. That could be a problem. Or eating fruit and not taking care of your teeth afterwards. Or eating anything. Eating just a standard American diet and not taking care of your teeth. You got to take care of your freaking teeth. Veganism it doesn't say anywhere in the definition of veganism is that it's a diet where you don't have to care for your teeth anymore. You still got to, do what you should be doing. Am I getting everyone, Alexis? I'm trying. I guess it's cool because I only have like 50-ish people on. If I had double or triple that, which I've had before, it's really difficult for my primitive brain here to sort through all that. So this is good. This is good for a 58-year-old dude, me, to sort through. Yeah, Graven, I agree with you 100%. Get regular cleanings. And around a yearly x-ray. I don't always do that. Maybe I go a year and a half or so. But yeah, get regular cleanings. That's, for me, that's twice a year. And get x-rays. Take care of your teeth. I don't care if you're vegan or not. Just your diet doesn't make you a superhuman. You don't transcend dental issues just because you're on this amazing diet, whether it's vegan or not. Yeah, I have a pretty OCD oral hygienist too. You get it clean every 4 months. They want me to come every 4 months. But right now I'm paying for my dentist out of pocket because I like my dentist a lot. I've been going there for like over a decade. It's where I got my mercury amalgam fillings removed like around 2012. It was ways back. But anyway, I've been going there ever since. So yeah, even if with the insurance we have, I don't think they'll only pay for one cleaning a year. But anyway, I just go twice a year. I do them about once a year. I remember one time, I think the last time I went, I said, I'm kind of broke right now. Can we do the x-rays next time? And hopefully I'll be in a better financial spot next time. And don't chew ice. You're absolutely right, Uncle. Ryan, do I avoid fluoride? Great question. Yes and no on the fluoride. I've talked about this before. I have mixed feelings about fluoride. You could say I'm ambivalent, which means having simultaneously opposing feelings or beliefs about something. Not contradictory, but I do not like fluoride. I specifically, when I'm drinking water like I'm doing right now, I prefer to have non-fluoridated water as opposed to fluoridated water. I have a water filter, which I believe, according to the literature and documentation, removes a bunch of stuff, including fluoride, and it's quite delicious water. However, I'm not like fluoride-phobic. I was just we had our anniversary. Me and Angie celebrated our 20-year wedding anniversary a couple days ago, and they gave us glasses of water, and I drank it. I didn't sit there, it has fluoride, I'm not going to have it. I'll just wait to get to my water. No, I actually had my water with me. I brought this along on our journey, but I still drank the water on the table at the table. Furthermore, now when I wake up in the morning, I get a glass of water from the sink, not through our water filter. I swish my mouth with the fluoridated water. So if there's these great dental properties of fluoride and fluoridated water, I'll swish it around in my mouth. I'll spit it out. So I'm I'm hopefully getting the benefits of fluoride. You know, I brush my teeth through the sink water, but when I drink water, I want as pure and clean water as possible. I don't want fluoride in my body when I'm drinking. I just want the cleanest water I can. So that's kind of my stance on fluoride. Yeah, Andrew, absolutely. Where have you been, Andrew? Again, I love your voice of reason here. Are you a rational bot or something like that? I know you're not. A rationality vegan bot. People with all kinds of diets have teeth issues. Exactly. Just because you're on diet X, Y, or Z doesn't mean teeth issues are no more. There's no diet that can promise you won't have teeth issues anymore. You need to take care of your teeth. Cover your nutritional needs, eat enough food, and go in for professional cleanings. Absolutely. I know this for a fact because there was a time in my 30s where I didn't go in for professional cleanings, and there was a lot of damage that happened in that time. Fortunately, I didn't get any cavities, but I had a lot of gum recession then because I wasn't getting cleanings, and as a result, I had to get 2 bottom molars extracted in the 2010s because I was a stupid person in the 2000s and probably a lot of the late 90s too. So yeah. Don't be dumb like me. Go to the dentist, get your teeth cleaned, and hopefully you won't lose some molars like I did. You like that, Andrew? A rational bot. Oh, the oral cancer screening. Wow, I know they do some other tests too. I can't remember what exactly. Peter, did I hear that the CEO of Impossible Meat plans to take real meat and blend it with their plant-based meat? Is that going to be a separate product? Because if they put that into the plant-based meat, that's going to be shitty because, you know, like a lot of the vegan stuff at Disneyland, like what we had on our anniversary, I had an Impossible burger, you know, it's like if they blend it into that, then all these plant-based dishes that are Disney can't be plant-based anymore. And if they make a separate product, I can understand that. I don't support that idea, but if they are going down this road, I really hope that's what they're doing rather than blend it all into like there's no more vegan stuff at Impossible. That'd just be game over. At least for me, ever supporting them again. Oh man, that sucks, Travis. They hit your tongue with a drill at the dentist. Oh man. Taos says, believes that fluoride in toothpaste is a good idea. I'm not convinced water treatment is that useful. That's what I believe. That's why I figured people should have the choice as to when they want fluoride in their mouth. You want fluoride in your mouth? Great. Buy a fluoridated toothpaste. Most are like that. Put the fluoride toothpaste in your mouth, brush around. That's cool. But you don't need to be drinking fluoride water all day, is my opinion. What's so wrong with people drinking clean water? If you're expecting your water drinking to like not give you cavities, you should have other. That shouldn't be your main defense, is what I'm saying. You should be putting other better practices into your life. We control the dose. You control how much fluoride you're exposing yourself to and when you're doing it, rather than default, you know, you have to consume the fluoride all the time, you know. So that's what I'm not happy about. I like to, you know, have a little control over what I put in my body. I don't like someone forcing the issue onto me and I have no say in the decision at all. I don't know, maybe I'm a control freak, but am I a freak? Am I such a weird person in 2025 to say when I drink water, I don't want fluoride and chlorine and crap like that? I would like to drink. My preference is to drink the cleanest, purest water as possible. I mean, you know, I don't think that's a weird desire. Again, I'm not trying to spread fluoride misinformation. I'm just trying to say, hey, let people have the ability to put fluoride into their bodies when they want to, rather than have it being forced upon them. Not everyone has the money and time to get a water filter system, you know. They've gotten a lot cheaper. When I got my first water filtration system around 2011 or so, we paid like $1,000 back then. Fortunately, we were making more back then, but yeah, it was, you know, $1,000. The one the one I have now, it's just as good. The water comes out just as beautiful tasting, removes as much impurities. I got it on Amazon Prime Day for like maybe $100, $150, something like that. Way less than $1,000. It was under $200 for sure. Aloha, AJ's here. Good to see you, AJ. Heidi, you agree? It's an outdated practice. Yeah, I don't even know if it was really ever the best thing that could be done for people's teeth or not. I'm not sure. I mean, it's cool. Like I said, if you have bad or no habits as far as like taking care of your teeth, I guess it's good. But why should we? Why should it be a lowest common denominator thing? Why should the water be what's the word formulated for people that have the worst dental practices? You know, not dental practice like a dentist, but taking care of your teeth dental practice. I mean. Graven, what's wrong with fluoride? Well, first of all, it doesn't belong in drinking water or anything like that. It's something that's intentionally added to it. There's a whole rabbit hole of stuff you can read about fluoride not being great for you. Some of it is conspiracy theory stuff, so I'm not like promoting that or anything like that. But again, I just rather would prefer to have the clean water. As I'm saying, I don't feel like a person should have to justify saying I'd prefer not to have like chlorine and fluoride in my water. I just when I drink water, I just want to have water. When I want fluoride, I'll put the fluoride in myself, And again, I'm not saying if you drink fluoride water, you're going to die or anything like that. No, I'm not like that kind of conspiracy theorist or anything like that. I have read, this is at my dentist's office. There's a dental organization who has a pamphlet there. I didn't check the veracity, the truthfulness of this, but they said not for every water municipal system or whatever that adds fluoride does this, but they said it's a common practice for the fluoride put into water not being like a pharmaceutical grade fluoride. Again, if someone wants to fact check me and say I'm wrong on this, I'm totally open. I have no ego about this. Someone tell me this is wrong. But anyway, they said some of the fluoride, they made it sound like it's common for fluoride that's added into water systems is a byproduct of like fertilizers or something like that, some kind of chemistry byproduct, it's like a waste product, something that's going to be thrown away. It's not like something that's engineered to be like a pharmaceutical grade. It's like a low quality byproduct or waste product or something like that of I think it was fertilizers. I forgot. It's been a while since I read this. I read it like over a decade ago. So anyway, yeah, if anyone has any more info on that, let me know. Heidi, I don't think that's true about fluoride affecting the pineal gland. I think that's conspiracy theory, I believe. I said there's a lot of information and misinformation about fluoride. And like Graven, I'm really not all that educated about either, so I don't want to give any advice about that. Well, Travis said fluoride is found naturally in water depending on the location. Huh, I was not aware of that. Really? Let me just check that. It's kind of curious. Let's just look at that together. Not that, let's say that's super important or anything like that, but let's just check it out together. Let's get a new tab here. Is fluoride found? Ooh, is that AJ? Let me check it out. Oh, yes, it is. I'll get to that in a second. Naturally in water. Let's see. Okay, it says yes, fluoride is found naturally in water. It's a chemical ion of fluorine, which is a common element in the Earth's crust. Okay, then I should read further. Is it like the same, like a similar proportion of what's natural in water, or is there more of it? Did they put an abundance of it to get that positive dental effect there? Let's see. Okay, it dissolves from rocks and soil as it passes through them. It can be released through volcanic activity. Again, it doesn't say anything about like the quantity found in municipal drinking water that's been fluoridated. Is it mimic what's in nature? I doubt it. They're probably trying to get I said a more obvious dental effect there. But thanks, AJ. The vegan cult dudes. Yes, we are the vegan cult, and we are appreciative of any vegan cult dudes to keep this whole vegan misinformation anti-vegan misinformation campaign going. So thank you so much, AJ. So anyway, I told you, my position about fluoride is kind of nuanced. I'm ambivalent. I'm not like, hey, it's going to kill you, or yes, drink fluoride all day. I prefer to not drink fluoride all day. But I told you, when I wake up in the morning, first thing I do is I get up, get a cup of water from the sink, which has fluoride, swish it all around. So if there's like great things that fluoride does for my teeth, I swish it in there, try to get it on the gums and the teeth cracks and everything, the spaces between it, and this, if it's going to do something good, awesome. And I continue brushing my teeth with fluoride water. But yeah, I'm not an expert enough like Taos. Yeah, I don't know what would be considered a toxic level and what's a normal municipal water level versus a natural level. I don't know this stuff. Let's see, Uncle says some areas have fluoride in their natural water, and if too much can cause fluorosis, can discolor your teeth. See, I was not aware of that. So I'd rather not have something that could discolor my teeth. It's probably not in that high quantity, I imagine, from what they add in. They probably wouldn't add in so you get fluorosis. Prozac is supposedly full of fluoride too, AJ? I was not aware of that. Yeah, I don't know if that's true or not either. Huh. Yeah, but Sarah, you don't have to worry about it. Yeah, Oregon is one of the states where I thought statewide there's no fluoride in the water there. So that's the last thing you need to filter out if you get a water filtration system. Graven, do they force animals to drink water? I mean, they just give it. It's just, if it's in your local water system, that's what everyone's drinking. Babies, kids, animals, whatever. Everyone's drinking it. In fact, if they say, say in an area like here where they put fluoride in the waters, like in most of California, say in Los Angeles, if there's a facility that produces like soft drinks or beverages, they just use the water out of the tap. I mean, the city system, they don't like fluoridate their water. So yeah. There's people are drinking fluoride even when they're not drinking water per se, when they're just drinking a beverage. Again, I'm not saying this is good or bad. I'm just going, yeah, people are getting it a lot. Allison, it's been raining today. Where are you, man? We're not going to see rain for months probably here. Let's see. Hi, that's good, Ryan. They do say we should brush our teeth before eating, drinking to get gunk off from sleep. Oh, in the morning. That's what you're talking about. Yeah. That's what I do in the morning. First thing, swish some water, some fluoridated water in my mouth, get that good old fluoride stuff happening and see what happens. So yeah, I started that maybe 2, 3, 4 months ago, something like that. So we'll see when I go to the dentist next later this year, if my oral hygienist notices any benefits or not. I don't think it would improve that, but hopefully it'll help cavities from coming. I think that's its real dental benefit there, is cavity prevention or reduction of prevalence of cavities, something like that. Anyway, what's that, Nikki? Just discovered you actually bought watermelon toothpaste instead of strawberry today. So disappointed. Well, that doesn't sound like a tragedy. I would prefer the strawberry flavored toothpaste too, but if I couldn't return it, if I was stuck with it, I could deal with the watermelon toothpaste, unless you have some some people don't like certain flavors. Is like, I don't like bell peppers. Good thing they don't make a bell pepper toothpaste, right? But anyway, hopefully, are you cool with watermelon, Lisa? Are you going to be able to get through that? Let's see, our most common fluoridated toothpaste vegan. I've been using some hippie toothpaste for some reason. Strangely, I don't know. I've been using non-fluoridated vegan toothpaste, and don't ask me what brand. I really don't remember anymore. Angie's been buying them for me. I don't even look at it anymore. I just grab it and use it. I mean, if someone were to ask a question, well, why do you use that? Would you use why not a fluoridated toothpaste? Maybe I will sometime. Again, just what I've been using. I don't have a big philosophy behind it or anything like that. Oh yeah, Nikki does have a nice new picture. Nice. Okay, so, Allison, you're getting rain because you're in the Pacific Northwest. Canada, southern west coast, BC. Oh, yeah, Peter is up there. He's going to Victoria Veg Fest tomorrow. I didn't know it rained there this time of year. I thought you guys were like us, pretty dry in the summertime. That's why you guys are it's so beautiful and green up there, and the rain. Let's see, Uncle, I knew a girl where I worked that had too much fluoride in the tap water and had white spots and streaks on her teeth. Well, that's bad. Let's Fulmer, why I think lab-grown meat is wrong. Can't steal DNA. Also, sorry, I've been meditating too much. Mercury retrograde. Are we in Mercury retrograde right now? If so, I'm glad I don't have any big tech purchases on the horizon. Knock on wood. I'm just trying to ride out where I'm at right now. Oh, Pittsburgh Veg Fest tomorrow. So at least 2 Veg Fests are happening tomorrow. Awesome. Okay, so it's boiling hot on Monday in Victoria, and then it's been pouring. Well, hopefully for tomorrow, Peter, you have a nice Goldilocks. The pouring rain won't come back. The hot weather won't come back. Hopefully you have a beautiful day. I'm hoping, wishing, putting that out there in the universe for you and all you people, Peter and everyone attending in British Columbia there. Yeah, West Coast British Columbia does sound dreamy. The whole Vancouver Island looks amazing, and there's some places you can surf there even. But I just don't think I can handle Pacific Northwest winters. That wouldn't be so bad for you, Sarah, because you're already used to that in Oregon. I imagine you... No, you don't get the whole thing because you're further inland, huh? You don't have the like dreary coast thing going on there. You probably have a lot more sun. But anyway, and rain... probably would be a little less. I'm guessing. Is that how it works out in Bend? You get more sun, less rain than like say Portland or something like that, or Eugene even. Uncle, what do you call a hippie's wife? Mrs. Hippie? Oh God, where'd you get that, Uncle? Are you asking like a bot for those, or do you know these in your head already? Can we make Vancouver a vegan-only country? Wow. Yeah, Victoria is one of the mildest places in Canada. Yeah, the Pacific Ocean, it has like a moderated effect on the climate. It keeps your winters from getting super cold like what happens in the interior of Canada. And keeps your summers quite nice, too. It's just a similar thing here, the Pacific Ocean. That's why it's so nice to live along the coast here. We have cooler summers, and Uncle would know that. He lives in a great spot along the coast here. It gets the full air conditioning, natural air conditioning off the ocean there. And it keeps it cooler in the summer, and winter's not quite as bad either. It's a little tad bit warmer. The warmth of the ocean, actually, sounds like the ocean's cold, but in the winter here, it rarely drops below like say 54 degrees Fahrenheit. So when it's like 37 degrees inland, that 55 degree temperature of the ocean keeps us kind of moderated. So yeah, the ocean is a good thing as far as the west coast of the United States. It's a really helpful thing for our climate here. Harley Tin Man Adonis, hey, good to see you. Been a member for 34 months. Awesome. Thanks for being a member for almost 3 years now. That's totally cool. Okay, yeah, sir, you wish you were dreary. That's what I thought. Yeah, being inland, I know the Cascades will soak all the rain out for the most part, and the clouds too. You get over 300 days of sunshine a year and decent snow. Rarely do we get rain except for some summer afternoon thunder showers for like 20 minutes. Yeah, that's what big mountain chains will do. They'll make one side really wet and the other side really dry, a desert even. Yeah, 10 to 11,000 foot mountains are 15 miles away from the house. Mountain weather is a trip. Yeah, the mountain has its own weather conditions too. But yeah, the effect of tall mountains like that is like a sponge. They just squeeze all the moisture out of the rain on the one side, the ocean facing side, and the air is not as moist once it gets past the mountains. Krishna's birthday is tomorrow? Which Krishna are we talking about exactly? Like Hare Krishna, or that Krishna, the Vishnu god Krishna? Or is it one of your pets or something? Yeah, Uncle, I saw a flyer for the Fight the Takeover protest happening all over the U.S. tomorrow. Probably we'll be working on music tomorrow, I think. We've started a new song, haven't been able to make time for it all week. With our anniversary being right smack dab in the middle and doing a lot of work since. So hopefully tomorrow we will have some time to finish this new song we're working on. Hey, Dr. Bear's here. Awesome. Hi, folks. I just finished my Pilates for the day. Good. Glad you could drop in. Awesome. Cool. Glad you made it, Dr. Bear. Yeah, Sarah got to see you because she was not here last week. She was all bummed. Oh, I missed 1 week, and Dr. Bear shows up back. But I told her, I let her know that your schedule is or will be changing, so you'll have more open Fridays for the live stream in the not so distant future. Yeah, doctors in the house. Okay, Heidi says, hey, thanks, Nikki and AJ. I'll be at the temple, the Krishna temple, till real late partying. We do lots of singing, dancing, eating, listening to pastimes of his childhood. I didn't know you were into Hare Krishna, really? Yeah, lots of delicious food, hoping for samosas. I told you, the Hare Krishnas are what made me go vegetarian back in the 90s. You know, I enjoyed their delicious food after a Grateful Dead show in Southern California. They were passing out free food. I go, wow, this shit's delicious. No, shit, it's good shit. I eat that all the time. So that what got me into it. And then they there's the Govinda restaurants, and then this temple not too far from here in Laguna Beach used to have a little restaurant. It wasn't a Govinda, it's just a little restaurant there. And I'd go there a lot in the 90s, go to watch the sunsets at the beach, and then go to the Hare Krishna restaurant in town afterwards and feast up, for like really cheap, like $3, $4, $5, eat all this great food. I have really great experiences with the Krishnas. Yeah, you know how to have a good time. Awesome. No, I like the Hare Krishnas for sure. Yeah, and I used to go to the restaurant a lot, Govinda's in Los Angeles. In the early days of our channel, we'd have like fruit luck meetups out in Santa Monica. And when you're eating fruit all day, you're still hungry afterwards. That's the whole problem of fruitarianism. So we'd drive into it's kind of inland Venice Beach, I guess, and eat at Govinda's right next to their temple. It's cool. They have stuff that's clearly like vegan or vegetarian, so you know what's up. Hopefully they're marketing it right, but yeah. Oh, Fulmar, I didn't know you're into Hinduism. Yeah, fruit looks like what's that called? Like potlucks? Fruit lucks. That's what they were called. Fruit lucks. They were fruit potlucks. Everyone brought different fruits and we all shared them around and stuff like that. Those are fun. We did stuff like that here too. We got the idea from the LA Fruit Luck meetup to have our picnic in the park things that we did here for a few years around like 2015, 16, 17. We modeled it, our meetups on the Fruit Luck model. People were encouraged to bring fruit and other things. We didn't make it raw only because we weren't raw or anything like that, but there was a lot of fruit. Angie, she heard Govindas and Fruit Luck. Yeah, we're talking about how much I love Hare Krishna food and how they're the ones that got me in the 90s to go vegetarian. I was eating their food. When I think it was that moment, when I was after the Grateful Dead show. No, I wasn't on acid or LSD or mushrooms or anything like that. I just had a good time. Probably smoked a little weed, maybe. I don't know. I can't remember. It was a long time ago. A lot of drugs in the 90s. Just joking. I wasn't taking that many. But my point is, that's what made me realize I'm eating their food here. Like, wow, animals didn't need to die in order for me to eat this. Like, wow, I should go vegetarian. This is totally cool, but anyway. Yeah, and there's some old vlogs of us. Yeah, when we ate at the Govindas in Venice Beach that I was talking about, that we'd go to after the Santa Monica Fruit Lucks. I tell you, we're all starving after that because eating fruit is fun. Eating fruit with fellow vegans and fruitarian types, it's cool and fun. But you're still hungry afterwards, so... at least we were, so we'd go to Govinda's and feast up afterwards. Oh, cool, I got it working again. Awesome. Cool. Yeah, Dr. Barry. Yeah, a lot of pro. On my last video from yesterday, Dr. Barry, I ran ChatGPT, asked it about Dr. Barry's diet. It's funny how what precious snowflakes these tough guy carnivore guys are. They think, oh, I'm this toxic male. I eat meat. I'm so tough and toxic. Yet, if they hear anything that doesn't align with their precious carnivore belief system, they become completely they lose their shit. They get all crazy. It's like, dude, man, if you're that filled with the toughness of the carnivore diet, you should be able to withstand hearing, me show, evidence-based breakdown of why your diet might not be the greatest thing. I wasn't telling people not to do it or anything like that. I'm just doing what Dr. Berry said to do. Go in and type some questions about veganism. I did the same thing about carnivore. If they can't handle that, like I said, the whole reason why I was doing that is because Dr. Berry did it, but it's unfortunate. Carnivore diets don't turn non-precious snowflakes into precious snowflakes into non-precious snowflakes, and might even make them more so, because they're just so clinging on to their beliefs there, just trying to cope with the reality that, there's not a lot of solid evidence and scientific backing for their belief systems. And I say that objectively. I'm not saying that and then you're a jerk for following it or something like that. You're an asshole. I'm just saying, hey, this is where it stands right now. This is the objective reality that we find ourselves in. Deal with it. If you can't handle it, you toxic male carnivore guys, just grow a pair. How come I'm the tough guy vegan here? I don't get all butthurt and I don't get all precious snowflaked when I hear something about veganism I don't like. What I'll do is make a response video showing how what I heard from someone that was stupid, saying something stupid about veganism, showing how what they're saying was just flat out wrong. And instead of getting, oh my God, I can't believe you said that. No, I'll just make a video saying, all right, I'll calmly make a video debunking their nonsense. So anyway, I was hoping some of these nonsensical, precious snowflake, toxic carnivore dudes would come today, but I invited them. I gave them the link and everything, but I guess they don't have the power of the carnivore flowing through them to come here and try to attack a simple vegan.
I think you have one.
Oh, we got one? Oh, cool. Let's see. Do we got a carnivore? Let me see. Jeremy says, sup, Ryan, but I thought Jordan Peterson got cured of all his ailments on a lion diet. What do I say? All his ailments? Doesn't he still have depression and stuff like that? He has that froggy throat thing. I mean, I don't know. I'm not a doctor or anything like that, but I've heard people have similar kinds of personal anecdotal stories about what happened to them on all sorts of vegan diets, whole food plant-based diets, fruitarian diets. I've heard people say they cured cancer. I kid you not. I know someone who said they cured cancer on a fruitarian diet. So anything, but with these all have in common, whether it's Jordan Peterson or a vegan or fruitarian, these are anecdotal reports. If it were that easy to cure cancer or whatever Jordan Peterson had, it would be easy. It'd be the world's easiest study. Just feed people fruit and see if their cancer goes away. It doesn't. I mean, it can in some instances, but it's not like a treatment. It just happened to go away right then. If it was something replicatable, it would have been replicated. So I'm glad Jordan Peterson, he seems like he's got all sorts of problems. If he had more problems before he went carnivore, cool. I'm glad he's not as problem riddled now, but that's not a substitute for science. Science is not about what happened to one dude. Jordan Peterson, science doesn't give a shit about what happened to one dude. It's more sophisticated than that. It's about having evidence, having replicatable studies that can be tested to see if the person's making the claim or truthful or not. It's repeatability. It's having some kind of evidence-based information. One person's testimonial, even a group of people's testimonial, is not to be confused with or substituted with actual evidence-based scientific study. There's a certain rigor to science that you don't get from a dude saying, hey, I feel better now that I eat fruit or that I eat potatoes or that I eat the lion diet. That's not science. Again, I'm glad people are feeling better. Don't get me wrong, that's totally cool, but that's not evidence. It's not evidence-based information. Evidence is not a personal testimonial. And he's still annoying, AJ. Hasn't cured his annoyingness. He's doing so well, he's getting to retire early. I don't know what that means. I'm doing well. I'm doing really well as a 58-year-old vegan. Does that mean I get to retire early? What does doing well have to do with retiring early? I'm not sure what that means. But yeah, I'm glad Peterson is feeling better. I don't like the guy at all. I've made several videos saying exactly what I think is wrong with what he says about vegan diets. But, if he's feeling great, awesome. More power. Tip my hat to you, Jordan Peterson. I'm glad you're feeling good, bro. Oh no, Jeremy. I'm just kidding. Oh, I should have recognized your name, Jeremy. I'm bad. And thanks for letting me know I was distorting the microphone, Angie. I got to fix the gain structure on this. I changed things a little bit ago, and I haven't fully wired it yet. I am clipping something, so I'll figure that out. I should be able to figure it out because I'm an audio engineer. So you're just joking. Let's see. He said his daughter said he's fallen apart. Really? I didn't know that. Oh man. Oh my God. Well, I feel bad for Jordan Peterson. Again, I might not like him ideologically, philosophically. I think what he says about vegan diets is completely misinformed, is not evidence-based. He's just given his ignorant opinion about us woke narcissists of compassion. That's the best thing he's ever said about veganism. But at the same time, I'm a human. I have compassion. I'm a woke narcissist of compassion. And even for people I dislike, like Jordan Peterson, I don't want him to see him get sick and die. So I'm not taking any joy in hearing that he's supposedly fallen apart or anything, but I'm not surprised. He seems like he's always just barely keeping it together when I see him, like both physically and mentally, psychologically. So I am sincerely saddened to hear that he's not doing good, and I wonder if he'll maybe consider having a more diverse kind of way of eating than the lion diet. Ooh, Violife cheese. That's one of our favorites there, EJ. You had that on your burrito day. Actually, we might get burritos today. We'll see. We might do that for dinner tonight. So, Sarah, late model, you've been on a Dr. Esselstyn eating pattern this past month, resetting your palate and leaning out a little. Yeah, Esselstyn diet is pretty much like whole foods and, high carb, low fat, like no saturated fat kind of foods. Like, I've been bad. Like I had my birthday not that long ago. We got the 2-for-1 ice cream at Salt and Straw, high in coconut oil. Totally not good for it. Totally the antithesis of Esselstyn. But yeah, we just finished it up yesterday, actually. We were sitting there like, you know what? We still have half a pint of that ice cream. Let's just finish it up. So that's gone. So I should try to be more Esselstynian for a little bit too, just kind of reset. I can dig that kind of desire. That sounds great, Nikki. Nothing but vegan Japanese food this entire week and loving it. I think I'm going to do with my microphone? I think I'm going to run a physical hardware compressor through it to really just kind of crush the peaks before I go into digital. So maybe I'll work on that this weekend if I get some time. The only ice cream that Dr. Greger recommends you eat is banana and ice cream. I'm going to go on a limb here, Peter. I don't know Dr. Greger's actual lifestyle, what he does personally, all that. Well, I'm going to go on a limb. I'm going to say I bet you once in a while he has something that's some ice cream that's not an ice cream. He'll probably have, once in a while something, Ben and Jerry's dairy free or something. I'm going to go on a limb, He's just recommending, don't do that. But, I'm saying, you probably have it once in a while, it's, unless you're like really sick or something like that, like advanced heart disease or even, not so advanced heart disease. I'm not a medical doctor. I'm just saying, don't take my advice on anything like that. Uncle, do we go out for burritos or make them? Well, actually, I might go get some. I just got an email this morning about a local place, Veggie Grill. They're doing buy one, get one free burritos starting today through the weekend. So I'm going, should I get some after our live stream? Should I wait for later on tomorrow? Go eat them out in the sunshine in the day or something like that by the water? I don't know. So Veggie Grill, BOGO. That's my favorite word in the English vocabulary. Is it a word? BOGO. That's my favorite word in the English vocabulary. I get a BOGO email or notification. It's like, hell yeah, BOGO. Buy one, get one free. That's how we live. Whenever we see a BOGO deal, it's too hard to pass up. Hutchie, you have to get a heart scan next week. Why do you have to get one? My cardiologist recommended or wanted me to get one, but I didn't have to get one. Let me know what's going on with you, Hutchie. If you don't mind sharing, you don't have to. I mean, that could be personal, private stuff you don't want to talk about. Totally cool. It's an acronym, technically not a word. Well, new words get added all the time to the dictionary. So I'm going to champion BOGO to be a word that should get added. Did FOMO get added? If FOMO became a word, BOGO should definitely be a word, because BOGO is a billion times cooler, better, bit more bitchin' thing than FOMO. Let's see. You guys are making me hungry now, though, for the Japanese food and stuff. At least the BOGO burritos are probably kind of clean eating. There's no, I don't know, maybe there's some creamy sauce there too. I don't know when I'm gonna get started on my Esselstyn thing, if I ever will. Okay, so Hutchie, you haven't smoked in 10 years. Oh, I guess I don't have to, but they saw some calcification when you got a lung scan. No cancer, so that's good. Oh, okay, so they want to see if you have some calcification there. Well, wishing you the best, Hutchie. Are you over the age of 50 or below? And again, you don't have to share that if you want to, because I learned a little bit about calcium heart scans from my cardiologist, my vegan cardiologist. Yeah, let me know how you answer that, and I'll say, depending, what I say will depend on your answer there. Okay, you're close to my age then. Yeah, she said like when you see like carnivore influencers do their tests, I eat meat, nothing but meat, and I have zero calcium artery scan. Well, you're 35. She said even if you're a hardcore carnivore, like you should have a 0. It doesn't matter. It's only once you're over the age of 50 will you start seeing. Typically, it's not a slam dunk, but typically that's how it works. Being a certain age, and 50 is a good cutoff. She said for when you start seeing calcification in a calcium heart calcium scan, whatever that thing's called. What'd you call it again? It's not coming to me right now. But anyway, yeah, you're at age where, yeah, if it's there, it would be there. So yeah, she said when I got mine done, I was probably about 55, 56 when I got mine done there, Hutchie. And she said, yeah, that's good that you're the age you are and you got a score of 0. That because for most people they won't have a score of 0 by the age of 55. So yeah, yours would be a valid test. Yeah. I'm not just trying to question your doctor. I'm just saying, yeah, that's what I've learned. Yeah, you're at a great age to get a calcium artery scan. And she said, just because I got a 0 now, just don't say, oh, I'm totally cool. I could get one again in 5 or 10 years or something like that, just to see where things are. But yeah, it's good to have a low score right now. That means I'm starting from a good place as far as not having any calcification now. In case stuff happens later, as calcification happens later, it won't start from a higher base level. Mine's 0 right now. Anyway, I'm wishing you some good scan results there. Hopefully it's not that bad. Hopefully it's 0 or low, if not 0. Not too bad. Andrew Larson adds, the soft plaque is more dangerous than the calcified plaque. I did learn that, but at least it is a look into what's going on in your heart. Is it a complete, exhaustive look? No, but it's a look into what's going on. They also did a, what's that called? EKG, when they look for babies. I wasn't pregnant, obviously, but they did one of those on my heart too. To get a look at it. So anyway, yeah, there's several tools that they have to see, get a picture of what's going on in your heart. They combine that with your labs. They're trying to look holistically what's going on. But no one marker is the be all end all. Well, hopefully you won't have to get any of that, Hutchie, but those are the worst case scenarios, and those are exactly that, worst case scenarios, and odds are you're probably not in a worst case scenario situation, just doing the math, probability wise, but again, I'm not a doctor, but hopefully it's all going to work out good for you there, Hutchie. Yeah, Peter says, yeah, anybody in their 20s can eat any diet without any consequence for the most part. They have great health. You're supposed to be healthy. The body's like coming to its peak right then. The peak physicality, athleticism, it's all clicking right then in your 20s. It doesn't mean it's going to be good in long term. Yeah, I've seen it happen to people. I've seen people like athlete friends of mine who are younger than me. And I just look at him, wow, he eats like complete shit. He's a demon on the tennis court, but I'm looking at what he's eating. I'm going, he's 25 right now. That ain't gonna work out good. And I didn't see him for like maybe 5-6 years. I saw him in his 30s, and like, whoa, okay, he's put on some weight. He's not moving as well, and I think he's still eating the same way too. So yeah, you can get away with a lot of not so great behaviors and lifestyle practices in your 20s that, if you just keep doing the same old in your 30s and 40s, you're not gonna have the same results. Both, anyway, yeah, you know what I'm saying there. But yeah, AJ, if I go get that burrito tonight, I will use part of your super chat tip there for our BOGO burritos tonight. Now, when I saw the email, ooh, BOGO burritos, ooh, let me read that. Oh yeah, I like the combination of BOGO with burritos. That's like, yeah. Oh wait, Yeah, totally, Jeremy. They can drop dead in your 20s or 30s. You might look healthy. I hate it when people like haters come onto the comments and say, "You don't look healthy, Ryan." Like, what does looking healthy mean exactly? I think a lot of times when people say you look healthy means, oh, you look jacked or something like that. So I laughed. I'm like, oh yeah, I read that. Yeah, medical doctors now don't even want blood labs anymore. They just look at how jacked you are. And if you're jacked, they put a little check mark. Yep, healthy. This person's cool. We're not going to inquire anymore other than that they're jacked. It doesn't work like that. Yeah, BOGO. We're going to BOGO soon. If not tonight, tomorrow. So I'll talk with Angie about it. I'm really leaning towards the BOGO tonight. I guess I'm hungry because I had a pretty big day at the gym. Oh, Peter, you would be happy to know, Peter, that today I played some basketball games in my Zero basketball shoes. They were kind of more what I call more low-key games. When I tell people I'm playing low-key, means I don't put my contacts in. I just leave my glasses on. I left my Zero shoes on, which I always use to warm up. When I went to the gym Tuesday, I was there like almost 2 hours exclusively in those shoes. I didn't play any games. I worked out completely in them. So today I played some mellow games with the Zeros on. And then later on we played 3-on-3, and there were some younger guys there. I knew I'd have to do some crazy chasing on defense. So I switched into my Nikes, my low top Nikes for that, and I'm glad I did. I think I needed that extra support. I don't know if my feet are quite ready to do what I got to do to chase quick little dudes around on defense and stuff. But anyway, I had played two successful games of basketball in the Zero shoes and no problem. So I'm on my way. Feet are getting stronger. My little injury I got from my toes bending a little bit when I first got the shoes, I think that's starting to get healthier, whatever. So yeah, it's happening. A lot of health professionals talk about arsenic and rice, just not Gregor. I made a whole video series, Sarah, like years ago, because Dr. Gregor made a whole series, like a 5 or 10 part series on arsenic and rice. Kind of confusing because it's all split up between all these different videos. So I made my own video just kind of summing it up to show what kind of, according to Dr. Gregor's research, what kind of risks there are about arsenic and rice. And there's certain risks, but it really relates to like what kind of rice and where was it grown. Bottom line is if you can find out where your rice is grown in the United States South, like southern states. Now, I'm not trying to make this a red state, blue state thing, but southern states, I forgot what was going on in the past, but somehow there was a lot of arsenic in the soil. It's from chicken agriculture. That's it. Thanks, Angie. And as a result of that, the arsenic's still in the soil from the damn chicken agriculture. And now when they grow rice in these same soils, there's too much arsenic or a lot of arsenic in it. So if you have rice grown in, say, California, or if you get basmati from India or Pakistan, it's going to be a different scene. But look at my video on our channel. Just go to Happy Healthy Vegans video page and type in rice, arsenic. You'll find my summary video there. It still should be pretty accurate as far as, today, considering I made it maybe 8 years ago or something like that. Exactly, AJ. If white rice were so bad, you're talking about people in Asia, but they probably didn't have arsenic in the soil from stupid chicken agriculture. But yeah, exactly. That's what people like to say. Rice is going to kill you. It's like, you understand that my ancestors are eating rice and still are. My Chinese and Asian people are still eating tons of rice, and typically they have pretty good health outcomes compared to, like, say, Americans and Europeans, lower body masses and longevity, less heart disease. That's changing as Western diets become more worldwide and prevalent. A lot of, like, countries say, oh, we're wealthy enough now to eat like Americans and Europeans, and they start getting the same levels of disease that we have here. But anyway, yeah, people have been eating rice for thousands of years. If it weren't safe, my people wouldn't be here. We'd be all dead because we ate this deadly rice, and that's just not the case. Let's see. Andrew says that Joe Rogan, I didn't hear about this, had super high arsenic levels from eating too many cans of sardines. Really? Where'd you hear that? What's that, Dr. Bear? But also, humans are constantly coming into contact with things considered toxic in large doses. It's the dose that makes the poison. Yeah, we were talking about that earlier when we were talking about fluoridated water. Like, what's the dose and how much is in there compared to, like, what's a more natural level of fluoride? I wanted someone to check that for me. I'll just Google it later. You get sick of brown rice sometimes. I'm with you, AJ. That's why we do have white rice sometimes. That's why we have wild rice or wild rice blends. There's all different kinds of rice. But yeah, that's what's awesome about rice. You just don't have to eat, like, rice every day. There's all sorts of different kinds of rice. There's literally, like, hundreds of different kinds of rices you could buy. Hey, Bill. Good to see you, Bill. You eat organic jasmine rice. We like that, too. Like the Lundberg, if you got that available for you. It's a California rice. Again, California is great because historically it's a low arsenic soil area for rice, so that's great. You eat organic jasmine rice all the time. Yeah, we do too. You rinse it 3 times, cook it in your Instant Pot. That's exactly how we cook it too. We don't even use our rice pot. It's just stored away at the top shelf of our kitchen now. We haven't used it in years, It's so easy to cook it in an Instant Pot. You eat good and atrocious and not dead yet. You really don't worry anymore. Good for you, Bill. Awesome. Good to see you here, Bill. Wow, Nikki, you're hardcore. You wash your rice 5 to 7 times. I'm pretty not hardcore about that. I'll rinse it out maybe twice or something like that because I realize, hey, I'm not eating this arsenic-laden rice. I'm just going to give it a minimal washing. Yeah, exactly, Doctor. Yeah, it's pointless to worry about toxic substances unless you have the dose referenced. It's like just because something's toxic doesn't mean it's going to be toxic at any level whatsoever. Maybe there's something like that. Maybe radiation. I don't know. I have no idea. But I'm just saying, yeah, you got to talk about how much of it you're ingesting or being exposed to. Yeah, 100% wild rice, so nice and chewy. Yeah, expensive, but really nice, really delicious, really flavorful. Varlish, you've been eating rice since you were a kid 50 years ago and not dead yet, right? Cool, you're like us too, Dr. Bear. Yeah, put the rice cooker away for the most part and just use the Instant Pot. So easy. Like with white rice, you set it, at least on ours, 4 minutes. The 4-minute setting, and it takes maybe 4 or 5 minutes to heat up or pressurize or whatever is going on. I don't know all the physics and all, but anyway, it's pretty quick. Another 10 minutes, you have rice, or no more than 10 minutes, you have rice completely done. And so, as I was saying earlier, with the brown rice, it's like, 21-minute setting that's what I use. And, maybe half an hour later, because you have the pressurizing time, half an hour, you have brown rice. But that's pretty cool. 10-minute rice, like rice cookers can't do that. Yeah, Peter, I saw what our governor here is doing. I saw his tweet that he made in all caps talking about how he's going to pretty much gerrymander California to get more of Democratic House of Representative Congress people elected. I mean, Texas is doing the same thing right now too. So if you heard about, like, the lawmakers, the Democratic lawmakers in Texas fled the state, so there couldn't be a vote on that thing. They left. So it's the same kind of thing. Just fighting fire with fire. It's not like California's doing something dirty or not being done by other states. Just trying to like keep the balance there. Let's see. What's the most toxic thing, Dr. Bear, for humans? Is that botulism toxic, and people safely inject in their faces every day just in small doses that aren't harmful? Wow. Yeah, that just sounds like, ooh, I don't want to do that. I don't want to inject anything to my face. That's something that's like whatever that is. That doesn't sound fun. What did Gavin do? No, he didn't do anything, Sarah. I don't think it's happened yet, but you know how states like redraw district lines to make them more favorable, that a certain party will get elected or something like that. Like Gavin's going to do something like that for California. So they'll get, I forgot, 4, 5, 6 more seats in the House of Representatives or something like that. But I saw Texas is doing the same thing. So he's just, fighting fire with fire. He didn't like think of this out of the blue. Like, what would be a good idea? Let's gerrymander the state. No, he's just keeping pace. But yeah, Dr. Bear, I disagree with gerrymandering too. I'm not promoting or anything like that. But if one party's doing it and gaining more seats, and the other party's not doing it and not gaining those seats, I mean, we can discuss all day, is it fair or not? Should it be outlawed or not? But I think, in the meantime, until it's outlawed, I don't see any problem with fighting fire with fire as far as like, keeping the seats and stuff like that. But anyway, yeah, it sucks it has to be done. I always thought gerrymandering was totally stupid, but it's unfair, trying to get an unfair advantage by intentionally redrawing district lines to favor one party or another. Like, that's not democracy. I'm not pretending we have a fair democracy or anything like that, but the further we get away from that, the less we can really use that term anymore. What's that, Heidi? Both parties have a history of fleeing state for voting, like the Texas situation. What's that history of fleeing state for voting? Leaving the state for voting, or redistricting the state, like gerrymandering? Gavin spoke at your college graduation, but you didn't go? Why didn't you go? Was it a protest, or do you have something better to do? Because that would have been cool. I mean, if he spoke at my graduation, I would have wanted to see that. Let's see, Steven, Gavin's most recent idea out of the blue was continue to have legal slavery in California. I need to fact check that to see the nuance of what you're talking about there. Continue to have legal slavery. I didn't know that we have legal slavery in California. Let me just check that right now. Do we have legal slavery? Does California, because you said to continue, logic would dictate that it must exist already. Does California have legal slavery? Let's see what it says. Let me get the browse web. No, California does not have legal slavery in the conventional sense. So you're probably trying to express something. Maybe you phrased it in a way that's more provocative than the truth of the statement is. If you want to rephrase it, that's cool. But we can't continue to have legal slavery because we don't have legal slavery in California. Let me check one more time what it says here. Okay, Californians will vote on an anti-slavery, or did vote on an anti-slavery. I kind of remember something like that. Okay, it says slavery still exists in California. Let me see what the Cal Matters thing says here. That's more like a non-biased source of information here. Okay, about that would change the state's constitution to prohibit any kind of forced labor. Okay, whatevs. I think this is straying from the point here. I don't care if I'm not trying to concede or grant anything here. I'm just saying I don't care if the governor was Gavin Newsom that wants to gerrymander California. I'm just saying, hey, I'm against gerrymandering, but other states are doing it to the detriment of states that I live in. I think states like ours should do it too. I think every state should gerrymander. If someone's going to do it, it's an unfair advantage, basically. Again, I'm not pro gerrymandering, but I'm going, if other states are doing it to our detriment, we should do it so we don't have that detriment. It just, seems reasonable. Yeah, Dr. Beer, that's what I was referring to. People are talking about how the Texas Democrats left the state to deny Republicans a quorum to delay the gerrymandering. Exactly. Heidi, I don't like Gavin. Sarah, shocker, Heidi. I mean, yeah, he's portrayed as this horrible, evil person in the right-wing media. And I'm not saying Gavin's like this totally bitchin', perfect man or anything like that. But as far as governors go, for our state, I have no problem. I have no issues with Gavin being our governor. Like I said, do I agree with him on everything? Hell no, of course not. But overall, I'm totally fine with him being our governor. I haven't seen a better one come up. Let's say. No, I did not hear that. Speaking of politics here, your Prime Minister, Peter, Justin Trudeau, is dating Katy Perry? The Russell Brand Katy Perry? Really? Are you serious? Uncle, yes, I saw last week's South Park. I think there's a new one tonight. Yeah, I saw that with J.D. Vance portrayed as Tattoo from Fantasy Island. That was brilliant. And to J.D. Vance's credit, I respect him for this. Instead of bitching about it, complaining and whining all precious snowflake, he was awesome about it. He retweeted that I finally made it, and he showed a screenshot of him being portrayed on South Park. So kudos to Vance to being cool about it, and understanding this is humor, it's satire, it's a freaking cartoon, nothing to lose your shit about, just people making their First Amendment rights to be artistic, and he didn't bitch about it, so that's cool. Yeah, absolutely, Sarah. Sarah's absolutely right here. Late Model says Gavin Newsom has moved more central, though, to appeal to more folks going forward. Exactly. That's why I think I lean more towards a progressive way of thinking, and that's how the media tries to portray him. Like Fox News, I see it when I go to my mom's house. I'll have Fox News. She doesn't watch it, but her husband does. I see what they're saying about Gavin. It's just crazy. Like he's this crazy right wing or left wing extremist guy. He's just nuts and stuff. And no, he's pretty centrist. He's not that far. He's not. They just make it. Oh, he's crazy. It's so divisive, and it's so not true. I wish he was what they're portraying him to be. He's just simply not. Yeah, exactly. So there's some things about Gavin that's okay, but he's a little slick for me. He does slick his hair back. Exactly. He's always had that slick haircut. Okay, so Peter's not sure if Justin Trudeau and Katy Perry are officially dating, but they did go out on a date. Cool. I don't know what's going on here, Stephen. No, I don't. No, I don't hope. I want to make it clear. I don't know if you're talking to me or Dr. Bear, but no, I don't want anyone to portray it otherwise. I absolutely will make a statement about slavery. I never thought I'd have to make one on Happy Healthy Vegan Livestream, but I believe slavery is morally wrong, always has been, is still wrong, and will continue to be wrong into the future. It's objectively morally wrong. I don't know how I can be more clear about slavery. So anyway, let's move on with that. Now that you know Ryan's official stance on slavery, as if you didn't know, But anyway, Bill says, I'm so far left, I lap the progressives. I bet. And Dr. Bear is saying to Stephen, quote me on saying that or stop lying about me. Yeah, if you can quote Dr. Bear giving an assent to yes, slavery is morally permissible or okay, show her where she said anything of the sort. If not, please, Stephen, don't gaslight her. Don't put words in your mouth. I will time you out for that because I take issues like this very seriously because this is a safe space where shit like this shouldn't happen to people. People shouldn't be misquoted to say something really horrible that they never said. That's not cool. Okay, I saw. So Dr. Bear saying that Stephen said that you said that slavery in the 21st century is okay with Dr. Bear. Good luck. Okay, Stephen, you're on some really thin ice now. Do you have an exact quote of Dr. Bear giving her assent to slavery in the 21st century? Yes, she approves of it. It is, if it's not fantastic and awesome, at least she's saying it's morally permissible or something like that. Show me what she said. If not, you're in trouble. Oh, no problem, Dr. Bear. I don't like people picking on my longtime viewers, especially gaslighting, just trying to make you sound like you said something that's horribly awful that you never said. That's just so disingenuous. If someone said something bad, let's see it, yeah? Oh, you don't see his comments? Huh, maybe you banned him before. Maybe, oh. Yeah, Dr. Bear, when you came to this live stream this night, you never in your wildest dreams imagined that someone would accuse you of saying, yes, Dr. Bear claims that slavery is morally permissible. Like, what? Yeah, don't poke the bear and don't poke me. Don't violate my rules here. Don't fuck up our nice, chill space here with crap like that. You know, I don't think anyone here in my live stream thinks slavery is morally permissible. Okay, so Stephen's saying her response was, what's your point? None of us think Gavin Newsom is perfect and over everything he's done. My only point was he promoted slavery. All right, I'm just gonna Google that for the fight. So where does your quote end? Are you saying that she said all of that, Stephen? Because I don't see an end quote. All right, so let's see here. Oops, I mistyped here. Slave, or I'm... Okay, so here's all I found so far about Gavin Newsom and slavery. He has taken a stance against the institution of slavery and its lasting impact. In September 24, as part of a package of reparation bills aimed at addressing harms caused by slavery and discrimination against Black Californians, he signed a bill that officially apologizes for the state's role in perpetuating slavery. He acknowledges California's responsibility for its historical role in promoting and permitting slavery. So that's the quickie there. Here is from his office here. He signs a series of California legislative Black Caucus Party bills, including a formal bipartisan apology for the state's role in slavery. This does not sound like someone who, look at all the headlines here. California apologizes for a role in perpetuating slavery amid push for reparations. Not sure what you're going off here, and this is Happy Holiday Vegan. This is not like the slavery channel or anything like that, so I don't think we need to discuss this any further, right? So anyway, unless I see an apology to Dr. Bear for your assertion, Stephen, that she somehow is okay, she finds slavery morally permissible, I'd like to see that. If not, I'm going to ask you to not poke the bear or poke me, just chill. Happy Healthy Slavery. That's definitely not our channel here. Yeah, Dr. Bear, too, when I started this live stream, I never thought I'd have to Google does Gavin Newsom support slavery, but a lot of things happen. I never thought I'd have to give my official position statement on the institution of slavery that I find it objectively morally wrong. Always has been, always will be. He was referring to the slavery of the prison system. Oh, but Dr. Bear never said she approved of that. Okay, then yeah. Unless Dr. Bear said yes, I agree that the soul. What is this? I don't do like how they do forced labor and stuff like that. All right, Stephen. Awesome. If you took offense at what I said, I just don't appreciate you putting words in Dr. Bear's mouth, making it seem like she is somehow finds slavery morally permissible when she never said anything of the sort. It sounds like you have an issue with Gavin Newsom for some political reason, and you're using something about that to like have a fight with me or Dr. Bear, and this is not the place for that. This is so not the place for that. This is a chill place, and bringing in divisive politics with misleading wording like that and applying it to like Dr. Bear is not cool. So if you need to bail, I get it. You know, this is not a place for divisive politics. If you want to talk on another vegan channel that's cool with divisive politics and bagging on our governor, you can do that, but this is not a forum for that, Stephen. Hope you can respect that, you know? Oh, thank you, sir. I just might have a soy latte, California. Are you watching, VD? I'm going to have my almond milk soy latte. But thank you, Sarah. Thank you so much. Let's see. Oh, you going, Nikki? Thanks for being here tonight, Nikki. Good seeing you. And again, nice new nice new image of you there. Ooh, Mark, good evening to you too. He's all tonight's dinner while watching Italian lentil soup. Awesome. Damn, that sounds amazing, Mark. Man, I wish you could zap some of that to me. Yeah, Jason, this is a chill stream, and I tend to keep it a chill stream. And if someone comes here and tries to assert one of our great, nice, sweet, longtime viewers as somehow pro-slavery, or at least finds it morally permissible, I find that as a personal attack on me and what I'm trying to create here. It's not the place to throw out such crap. It's not a shit showing throw here. Anyway, yeah, I'll read Dr. Barry. She said goodnight to Stephen too. Yeah, I think her and I are both fine. You know, shocked, but we're not hating or anything. We're not saying, hey, you're a jerk or anything. No, we're being cool. We're being professional. You know, I think we're all good. Yes, we are good. But please, yeah, don't put such offensive words in her mouth next time. And thank you. Yes, I agree with that sentiment exactly, Dr. Bear. Perfectly put. Yeah, Stephen, if he's still here, if you knew our Dr. Bear, she's the most tolerant, compassionate people on here, would never agree with things. Like I said, I don't think there's anyone I know for a fact, there's no one who's a regular viewer of our live stream that would say, yes, slavery is morally permissible, or even worse, slavery is cool. You know, this is not the kind of people we have here. Yeah, Peter, I think something like that's going on. I don't pay much attention to my news and stuff anymore. I've crafted my Reddit just to give me the information I want. There's a way to do that, because normally it gives you the threads or whatever, the subreddits that you're following or subscribed to. But in addition to that, it uses its algorithm to push other stuff on you that it thinks you might want, or they think is engaging and generates outrage or whatever. Anyway, you can turn that off. Unlike like in Facebook and Twitter, you can't. You are forced to view what their stupid, crappy algorithms push on you. But anyway, yeah, I'm glad Reddit. I still respect Reddit for allowing you to just give you what you follow. It's such an old school, early social media idea. You subscribe or follow something, and that's what you see. And I can still do that. So yeah, I turned off a lot of stuff I don't care to see on Reddit. Yeah, sorry that all got twisted and messed up there, Dr. Bear. I really suspect that Stephen didn't come here on good faith as far as, some mention of Gavin Newsom got brought up. I think Peter or someone was asking about is he redistricting, gerrymandering, and I think, a lot of people when they hear Gavin Newsom get triggered and want to just come here and not here, just when they hear that, they got to say some bad stuff, just because that's their reaction. That's what they get. I'm just doing it. That's a knee-jerk reaction. That's me trying with my elbow make a knee-jerk reaction, and it's just not cool here. Wow, Varlish, you stopped following UK politics on Reddit? Cool, I pretty much stopped following most US politics. It always pushes racist stuff on you afterwards. So yeah, if you can, do what I do. Go into the settings. It takes a while. You might have to Google it, as I did. It wasn't immediately obvious, but I found a way just to get the stuff I'm following, the subreddits I'm following. I never heard of that. And hiding some news site, you forgot the name, but it shows both sides. Blind Spot, you think it's called? Huh, interesting. Matt, California is a massive swamp? What do you mean by that? Are you speaking metaphorically? Because California is known for being a more desert climate. Much of the state gets less than 20 inches of rain per year. So it's really not that swampy here. It's quite deserty. Are you talking about something else? Yeah, Varlish, subreddits with cute little animals. Yeah, I don't follow any of those, but yeah, they do pop up in Angie's Instagram quite often. Yeah, sir. It's literally the opposite, right? It's this dry place, I mean, what insurance companies, house insurance companies are worried about here is not too much swampy weather or rain or that. I mean, it's dry weather causing fires. Oh, I've never heard of Ground News. Never heard of it. I guess I'm not important enough to be sponsored by Ground News. And I probably wouldn't want to be. Why would I want to be sponsored by a news channel? It seems like I don't know. It seems like there's some kind of slant or axe to grind. I don't know. I just don't want to be part of anything like that. Yeah, a lot of people in California can't get insurance because it's too much of a fire risk. So yeah, not swampy. Maybe the bot just chatting out random crap. Let's see how we doing on time. Ooh, 7:50. That's why I'm feeling so hungry. Getting close to thinking about maybe getting a BOGO burrito today, and maybe a coffee tomorrow. Okay, so AJ's telling me Ground News shows news that sites that are left, right, and center. Okay, still, but I'm not sure why. If they're sponsoring all these YouTube channels, why I'd want to be connected to a news source? It's just not our thing. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, if you ever see me talking about a product or even featuring a product, it's because I like it, I mean, we're not bought or anything like that. I tell you, if I review my Zero shoes, I bought them with my own money. But anyway, let's see. I'm just reading some of your guys' comments here. So Matt never came back and elaborated on California being a swamp. Is it a metaphorical swamp, a literal swamp? I guess he has moved on to something else with his night here. Yeah, AJ, I try to keep this channel as low political as possible. I mean, it's kind of impossible to keep anything these days 100% politics free because, there's a lot of creep into our life, from the world around us, and anything's politically charged. If Peter's asking, because, you guys know I live in California, no surprise. California! Ryan's from California. Look at him there, that privileged vegan from California. Drinking soy lattes. Anyway, you guys know I'm from California. So when someone asked about what our governor is doing, that triggered someone because they hear Gavin Newsom, and instead of hearing Gavin Newsom, the way I hear it, I just think, oh, he's the governor of my state. You know, someone else hears that name and they get triggered and they start making this big political fight about it. Like, no, we're not trying to have a political fight or anything like that. That's what I'm saying. It's hard to keep politics 100% out of any discussion because some people bring politics to things that shouldn't be politicized. You know, anyway. Enough of that. I'm just telling you why, if you think I bring up politics, I don't. I try not to, but it just somehow it creeps into things. Oh, Mark. Hey, Mark, what's that cool? I'll just show you. I'll bring my Telecaster here. It's the pick guard on it. It's like a Paisley style pick guard right here. Yeah, traditionally a Telecaster like this would have like a black or maybe a white, like they're called black guard or white guard. This Telecaster is based off like a 50s, early 60s Telecaster. So yeah, but Angie bought me this pick guard a long time ago. When I took it off an older Telecaster I had before I kind of made this Telecaster sort of. Anyway, yeah, I just took it off the old one, brought it to this new one, put it on because it's cool looking, it's sentimental. She bought it for me, so that's what it is. It's kind of based on a design that there's some Telecasters where the whole body is this design. Like somehow they got the art on there. I don't know how they did it. You know, I'm not a graphic artist or I don't know what it's called. The kind of people who do that kind of artwork on guitars. But anyway, yeah, that's what it is. It's kind of a little subsection of like some of these Paisley Telecasters. Yeah, those are really cool. I've always dug those. Yeah, it's a pretty guitar. It's a cool guitar. I was just like doing some tweaks to it before the live stream. I was already ready about 20 minutes before, and I was playing it. I go, ever since I put a new bridge on it, the string action's been kind of tight and high, so I was kind of messing with that a little bit. So yeah, it's a great guitar. I've been using it a lot for since I got some. I changed some stuff around on it. It's working out well for our music now. Only Democrats are in the soy latte hofoam are, yeah. Late Model says, people up where you're at in Oregon are always saying how nuts California is. Like, they have no idea. Yeah, people love to talk shit on California, and VD is no example. Oh, Ryan, California. Like, I'm from here. I was born here. You know, don't give me any shit. You know, I don't know where she's from, but I can make fun of her state too, but I don't do that because I'm not an idiot. You know, just people love to pick on California. You know, it's so stupid, you know? It's like, it's the fifth largest or fourth largest economy in the world. You know, it's not a horrible place. You know, it's an economic powerhouse. You know, it's not a shithole or anything like that. Are they jealous, or is it a jealousy thing? I don't understand. I'm not sure why there's so much California hate for. I really think a lot of it has to do with politics. Once again, I want to bring politics into it, but there's this red state, blue state thing, and California is like the poster child. We're the biggest one. We're the most powerful economy. You know, so I think it's easy to pick on. It's been politicized. You know, they don't like Gavin Newsom. They don't want to see someone with power challenge the presidential incumbent, I think. So they've been trying everything, you know, to make him sound like this crazy extremist nut job or something like that. And I think that's part of it. It's just, unfortunately, you know, California has been politicized. But yeah, you're right, sir. There are some nutty things about California, but it's not the stuff that you hear people talking about. Heidi, I can make fun of Massachusetts. I'll make fun of Massachusetts. Massachusetts is so like old, and the people drive so fast and crazy there, and Paul Revere and all that stuff, you know. There's too much old history there of the United States, and see how silly it is, you know. It's like oh, cool. I think you might have mentioned that. Yeah, the Vegan Zombies movie is coming to Amazon Prime. Cool. Awesome. Keep me up on when that happens. Yeah, let us all know. I'll give it a plug for sure when his Vegan Zombies movie comes to Amazon Prime. Wait, did you miss some VD drama? No, I was just showing how she's yet another example of people who think it's cool to just speak badly of California and its inhabitants just because it's kind of politically cool to trash on my home state. Did you like my trashing of Massachusetts, Heidi? Did I do at least a decent job of trashing Massachusetts? Let's see. Okay, I'm just reading what you guys are saying here. Okay, cool. AJ didn't even know that Vegan Zombies movie is coming to Amazon Prime. Man, Peter must have some good insider intel there. No, we don't know where VD lives. That's where Heidi lives in Massachusetts. Okay, I did okay, Heidi, and bagging on Massachusetts. I could go further, though. That's probably as best as I can do. I'm sure you can do a way better job living there. You know all the inside stuff that I know. I'm just giving you my limited experience of my time in Massachusetts. Dos Clowney, dude, you literally can't argue this dumb crap. What are we referring to, Dos Clowney? Arguing what? That Boston sucks? That California sucks? What are you talking about? Veganism sucks? What are you talking about? That's cool. Where Dr. Barry lives at in Oregon. It only snows like twice a year. That's cool. You probably don't have all the snow stuff that Sarah has. Like, what do you have, Sarah? Like the snow blowing machine or something like that? I go, whoa, what are you talking about? Veganism makes people sick. Oh, well, let's argue it. What is your evidence, Dos Clowney? I was going to get going now, but I'll stay on a few more minutes for Dos Clowney. You made an assertion here that veganism makes people sick. I'm going to put it up here for all to see, and bring me your best argument or example to support your claim here that veganism makes people sick. So give me 1 second here to get your words up for all to see. So here are the rules of engagement. Just don't be a dick or anything, and we can maybe have a conversation here. If that's going to be tough for you, it's going to be tough to have a conversation. So anyway, let me get your words up here.
Literally billions of
cruelty
insects.
free.
Oh, God.
I'm going to leave your words on
Here it
this
is.
board for all my classes to enjoy, giving you full credit, of course.
I messed that up. Let me try it again.
I'm going to leave your words on this board for all my classes to enjoy, giving you full credit, of course.
Okay. Dos Clowney, why lack of, okay, what is your source of, this is your assertion. Assertions are statements that have no evidence. So where is your assertion that there's a lack of calories, protein, and lower testosterone? What is your example, or what is your argument? What's your best evidence to support that it has all these properties here, Dos Clowney? I'm gonna keep adding to your list of what you're saying here, and wait for us to actually get some kind of evidence to support this stuff. And I have plenty to say. I'm not just like dodging or anything like that. I have plenty to say about this. I just wanted to know where you're going with this, Dos Clowney. There isn't a lot of evidence on this. It goes against what doctors say. Like who? Like the carnivore doctors? Like who are we talking about? Do you have any health organizations, or are you just gonna like say like Paul Saladino and Dr. Barry, stuff like that? Is that what you're gonna tell me? Like, is that all you got? Is a couple anti-vegans? Let me put more. Oops. So sorry. Right here, guys. Let me add to it here. Let me add to his statement. So let's see what you got. Bring me your best evidence that this is what doctors say, that it makes people sick, there's not enough calories, lower testosterone, and then I will gladly dispel this bullshit here. So let me get the source of what you're saying. So far, you've just given me 3 assertions, and you haven't provided any evidence yet. So, all right, Dos Clowney, I'm going to refer you to something. Let's go browse the web here. Let's go to my YouTube channel here. And we're going to look at my videos. And we're going to search for testosterone. And I'm going to give you a link here. I'm going to give you a shareable link to my testosterone video here. This one right here, my shocking 8-year vegan
Perhaps I
testosterone
would have had
results.
request.
And mine are actually, let me show you right here. 744. This for my age group. This puts me like in like that's the levels that a guy like in his testosterone producing prime has, and this is me in my 50s, brah. I used AI for that. Nice. No, this is my actual blood test. This is an actual blood test I put up before. I put this up 6 years ago, before ChatGPT ever got invented. This is from you see this right here, 6 years ago. So there goes that stupid assertion there. There's no AI whatsoever here, bro. Let's see. I actually put up 2 testosterone tests, and they were both pretty much the same as this. So your claim that the reason why I wanted to put this up here is not to share with you anecdotal evidence, because personal anecdotes do not constitute science, but I did include the scientific information here that shows that I am not a freak of nature. My testosterone video. So if you want to watch some actual evidence rather than just come in here with bullshit, here it is. I put the link down into the show chat there, the live chat, and you can see my testosterone. How do you explain, Mr. Troll Guy, how I've been vegan? When I made this video, I was vegan for over 10 years. I was in my 50s. How come I had the testosterone levels of a dude in his 30s? So you look here, my testosterone is 744, and let's just go back to the graph to make sense of what 744 is. 744. Come on, a little more. Here we go. 744. Look, it's the top. It's the top blue line there. It says like age 35. That's what I'm higher than an average dude in his testosterone producing prime. But I concluded the link to my video to show you that I'm not a freak of nature, even though I should be low testosterone according to your stupid assertions. I included my video so you could watch it to show that I am doing what the science says. There's no reason why a person who eats plants should have low testosterone. There's not like testosterone in meat or something like that. So what do you have to say about that? So do you want to walk back your bullshit about how I used AI for this? There was no open AI or Google Gemini 6 years ago. This is an actual video I published 6 years ago. You demand better trolls on Sarah. This is pretty bad. Late model Sarah says, yeah, Ryan's blood tests have been posted for years, way before AI. Way before. So I was just wanting to see where he was going to go with this, because whatever he said, I had data handy, and Doss Clowney. I'll just put your comment back up here. You actually said doctors say that you shouldn't eat a vegan diet. Can you show me any organizations of health professionals that say you shouldn't eat a vegan diet? Because I can show you plenty of organizations of health professionals and lone doctors. That's all you have. You might have a lone doctor. I can name pretty much all of them. I just mentioned 2 of them a few minutes ago. I can provide you lone doctors who say eating a vegan diet is good, but you shouldn't listen to lone people. Any one person could say anything they want. But can you show me any health organizations that say, no, do not eat a vegan diet. You're going to die and you're going to lose your testosterone and you're not going to have enough protein and calories. Where did you go? Did you run? Did Mr. Meat Eater run? Oh, I scared him already. It's funny how these guys come here. They think they're so tough. They think they're these toxic males, but they're precious snowflakes. At the first sign of any resistance to their worldview, they get frightened and run. So that was the best troll we got tonight. That's all you had. I just showed you my testosterone levels. You said I used AI, and I showed you I made this video 6 years ago. Then he ran. That's what these tough guy carnivores are like. I'm not saying they're all like this, but a large majority of you tough guy carnivores just run. You guys freak out. You're precious snowflakes. Again, not everyone. I'm sure there's some cool carnivore people that are not precious snowflakes. I'm not denying that possibility. I just haven't met too many of them yet. And Bill what did Bill say here? Vegans had 13% higher testosterone concentration than meat eaters, and that's a pretty significant P equals 0.0001, and 8% higher than vegetarians. Adjustment for BMI reduce these differences, and you got that there too. And so there's science that shows, I'm not a freak, vegans have higher testosterone. It's just so misinformed that these freaks come running here, these carnivore religious zealots come here. They know we have the higher testosterone because we eat all this meat. No, science doesn't show that, and my testosterone levels are way higher than frickin' Joe Rogan's, who has to get testosterone shot into his butt, which I don't have to because mine are already sky high. There's no need to shoot more testosterone in my butt. He totally ran, huh, guys? Totally ran. That's cool. That makes my day. I'm glad some tough carnivore guy came here, thought he was all badass. Totally misinformed. He brought a knife to a gunfight. He had no ammo, no evidence, no nothing other than this bullshit he hears on like carnivore Reddit forums and shit. Nothing to combat actual evidence of me, and the science that supports what's happened to me is not a fluke or anything like that. Yeah, he encountered a man with higher testosterone than Joe Rogan, and he freaked out and ran. So that's cool. We haven't had someone like that in a while. It makes my day. Seriously, that's like a gift. Thank you. What was your name again? Doss Clowney. Thank you. Was that like Travis screwing around or something like that? That was just way too easy, you know? Anyway, but thank you, Doss Clowney or Travis, whoever it was. That was fun and entertaining. And yeah, it gave me a chance to link to my testosterone video in case we have any new viewers here. I've not seen it and want to see my sky-high testosterone levels in my 50s, you know? They should be low now, but they're not. I kind of wondered, God, what were my testosterone levels like in my 20s or 30s? I wish I got a test then for comparison, but unfortunately don't have that. We will never know. Yeah, Bill and Ryan tag team with science and evidence and critical thinking and facts to deal with the trolls. And thanks for that, Bill. That made you smile. It made Ryan smile. Yeah, it did kind of make my day there. Did Ryan just do jazz hands? It probably did. Huh? See, I'm so happy. I got so excited from our troll. I did jazz hands. Seriously, did someone just fake that troll? Because that kind of made my day. So thank you. I guess I'll get going now. It's 8:10, 10 minutes after when I normally in the live streams. I want to thank you guys all for, again, another fun night. I'm glad Sarah, she came on before, said, yay, I really need this tonight, this Friday. It's just, I do too, so I'm glad others feel the same way. It's different for me because I run it, you know, but I'm glad you guys too get something positive out of it and keep coming back every week, and, you know, don't mind all our different kinds of conversations. Who knew we'd talk about both fluoride and my official stance about slavery all in the same night, you know? Who knows? You never know. My point is, you never know what's going to happen on the Friday live stream. So anyway, thanks for being here, guys. Thank you to Late Model and slash Sarah and AJ for their super chat tips tonight. Thank you so much. I will put Sarah's to the soy/almond latte tomorrow, and AJ's I'll probably dig into some of that for maybe a burrito tonight or tomorrow from the BOGO deal that has me all excited right now. So thanks so much, guys. So as far as next week, yeah, I'm not sure what video I'm going to make. I might take up Peter's idea about Miley Cyrus fans getting all butthurt because they won't be able to buy meat at her. Not Miley Cyrus. I'm sorry, Billie Eilish. My bad. Oh man, it shows you I'm tired. I didn't mean to do that. It's so horrible for me to mix the two up because there's so Anyway, guys. So thank you so much. Thanks, Uncle and Peter, for being here, having my back in case the Dr. Barry fans came and tried to do stupid stuff. You guys are here. I was confident I didn't have to worry about anything. So thank you, guys. So thanks to you all. Thanks everyone for just all your support, being here on the live streams, coming to our video premieres, your comments. Yeah, I can't thank you enough, guys. So I will see you soon. Everyone have a great weekend. I'm going to try myself. Hopefully we'll get some music recorded tomorrow, some vocals. And remember, I'll see you next week. It does suck being vegan. Bye, guys.